when it comes down to land issues, you have to tell people how to protect themselves.
Yeah.
You don't meet somebody tomorrow and say, oh, I want to buy some land. They take you to the land, then you sit under a mango tree, you give some kind of deposit, you sign some kind of legal paper that you think it is, and the next thing you know, you come back a year later, somebody's encroaching on your land. My land, I had 4 different people I had to get off my land. I'm fighting with one still. And I bought my land in 2007. When you decide to do that, you have to make sure you spend at least 2-3 months here to make sure you go through the searches. I mean, there's a lot of details that go into buying land. So I want people to know that if you're really deciding to do that, sometimes people might stay longer because they hear of something and they want to invest into it. And you don't want to make the mistake. And even though I was advised to stay longer than I did, and I had the lawyer of the Lands Commission's lawyer.
Yeah.
So I really thought I was safe, but it don't mean nothing. So you have to make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's twice. Okay, and that way and then you have to make sure that when you buy land, when you acquire it, immediately put something on it. Whether it's some kind of cash crop or a small building, or you have somebody, you know, watching it, because today you buy it, tomorrow somebody else is there to buy it. And it's something that's unheard of in the States, even though things like that happen, but because of the laws and the laws that are enforced, we don't have to go through those things, you know. But here, you have to make sure that when you decide to invest into land, that you have total details of what's going on. And don't just believe anybody, whether they're a lawyer or not. Don't just go for it. You make sure you do your research, because you can end up with money just gone, and it happens to us all the time. It's happened to even people in this group. I think the sister was from Florida. Lost, I think, about $10,000 in cheap Monet or something like that. Yeah. And she paid money, and she was only here just a small time after, and then she gets on the plane. She sees the land, pay the money, then she gets on the plane. No, but not listening.
Right,
not listening.
that's the word.
Yeah.
Not listening. So we're going to take one last question and we're going to close out. One last question. If not, I'll just close with this comment. Don't be afraid that you're going to lose, okay? Because you may lose something, but if you invest in 3 different enterprises, one of those enterprises will pan out, okay? So just don't put your eggs in one basket. You may want to spread your eggs around. And you may want to even not only put your eggs in just Ghana, you know. I'm looking at some other West African countries or other African countries that you can invest in. So don't just say all your eggs in one basket. And one last thing I'll say about the land, one thing about Ghana, the people are humane. They will assist you if something goes wrong here. They will help work things out. They have a family thing. They call it the powwow, family coming together and working it out. I had some oceanfront properties. There were some problems with it. I went to the people. They said, you bought from the wrong people. They said, if you come to me, I'll straighten you out. And I did. I went to them. They straightened me out. Sure. But I had problems over here. But I went to the right people. So you got to get to the right people. Yeah. If you get to the president, they'll straighten that problem out. Yeah. African problems can be solved through negotiation. You know, with humaneness. So don't worry. If you lost something, there's a way to get it back. So with that, I'd like for Dr. Sarah to rise, and then with a few seconds of prayer to close us out, pray for a safe return, safe investment, and more African babies to be born, maybe 1 billion more. And then let us pray that, you know, that we interact and get to know each other. We put this directory together and contact Brother Good Money. We'll make sure you get a copy of that. We want to thank you for having the courage to get on a plane to come to your homeland. Please come back again, and please let's support Africa for the Africans. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. And before you say that, again, now let's network. Now let's not get up and run out. Let's look at the clothes and talk to our brothers and sisters here. Talk to all the people that's here. Let's get to be family. Okay? All right, Doc.
Let's do our deep breath in and get ourselves attached to the divine universal spirit. Yummy. Let all ancestors and all the good spirits that has come to bless us to make this successful. We thank. When we thank great name in our hearts for all that has happened and for the continuity of it to happen in our lives. May bliss, comfort, and peace supersede all our temptations of anger and remembrance of negativity, so that we will return peacefully to where we came from. And wherever we may find ourselves, we continue this good work of uniting the African family for peace, for health, prosperity, humanity.
Cheers. All right. Okay, those of you that have those pictures that belong to Brother Bright, can you please press those pictures up? You have them, Bright? Okay. Dr. Reed, appreciate you. Our ambassador.